So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about two interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I want to dive into today includes the leak of a PlayStation Classic coming to the PlayStation 5 and a highlights recap of the Game Awards yesterday. Of course, we got to talk about that. I personally thought it was a great show. A lot was shown off there. We're going to talk about that. First, from 1 to 10, what would you rate the Game Awards from last night if you watched the show? They had a lot of great looking games shown off, and a bunch of games got release dates finally as well. It was a great night for gaming, but what did you guys think? So comment below. From 1 to 10, what would you rate the Game Awards from last night? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, new PlayStation Classic on PlayStation 5 leak. Reading from PlayStation Lifestyle, as previously reported, it looks like Sony Interactive Entertainment has struck a deal with Disney to release a number of its classics as part of PlayStation Plus Premium's games lineup. This time, it's PS1's Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, that seems all set to join the catalog. As spotted by Gematsu, The Phantom Menace was rated for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 in Taiwan recently, so usually when games get rated, they're typically not far off from release, so hopefully this releases sometime soon, unlike Resistance Retribution, which was rated last year for the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 and has yet to still come out. Before we get to the next story, we're almost at 100k guys, so if you enjoyed the video so far and have been enjoying my videos, of course hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. We're almost there. Now, diving into the second story of the video, a highlights recap from the show last night and my thoughts. So, there was a lot of great games shown off last night, and I'm going to go over a highlights recap of what I cared about at the show, focusing mainly on console games. So, let's start this off first here. First up, we have some indies from the pre-show that have beautiful art style. First one is Usual June, which is an action-adventure game coming to PC in 2025. Hopefully, it gets a console release date as well sometime in the future. Next up is Wind Blown, which is a new roguelite from the people who made Dead Cells. It'll be coming out in early 2024 for Steam Early Access. Another game I hope gets a console release later on. So that was from the pre-show. Now on to the main show. First up here is Exodus, which is a sci-fi action-adventure game, which looks amazing. You're going to be hearing me say that a lot about games from last night. But this game comes from ex-Mass Effect and Naughty Dog developers and is starring Matthew McConaughey. No release date as of yet. Next up beyond that is God of War Valhalla. Yes, the DLC for God of War Ragnarok has been announced, and it is a roguelite epilogue to the main campaign where Kratos will face the echoes of his past, and it drops for free on December 12th next week. So this was amazing for me to see. The combat of God of War is great. Seeing the Cyclops from the original games and music from the original games play during the trailer was also so good. And this also tells me that the potential Atreus game will probably be a Miles Morales sized game, or even bigger if it didn't show up here as DLC. It seems like it's going to be its own big thing. Miles Morales was developed in 2 years, so that could be the same case for the Atreus solo game. So maybe a late 2024 release is possible, but let's wait, of course, for an official announcement. Next on the list is Kimura, which is a solo or co-op game focused on capturing yokai, which are spirits in Japanese culture. This is the creator of this game worked on the Evil Within games and was also the creative director for Ghostwire Tokyo, so this one is definitely on my list for sure. Next is No Rest for the Wicked, which is a gorgeous action RPG by the people behind the Ori games, and it will be dropping March 1st, 2024. Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero is the next highlight, which is a new entry in the Budokai Tenkaichi series, but there's no release date for that as of yet. Rise of the Ronin made the show as I was hoping it would, and it looks fantastic in its new trailer with a release date finally for March 22nd, 2024, only on PlayStation 5. Outlast Trials, which is the co-op Outlast online title that's been out on PC for early access this year. The game finally launches on console come March 5th, 2024. I'll be day one for that one. Sega made a huge splash at the show, announcing not one but 5 games in one trailer, including Jet Set Radio, Shinobi, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, and Crazy Taxi. And honestly, all of them look great in that trailer, especially Shinobi. Shinobi looks really good. This isn't a PlayStation game, but Hideo Kojima announced his new game with Xbox OD, and it's a movie game. Not really sure, but that's always the case with Kojima games. I'm really curious to see how this one turns out. Black Myth Wukong finally got a release date, the game that's been in people's discussions since 2020. It'll be dropping August 20th, 2024. It's an action RPG. Combat looks great. Visuals look great, so I'll be there for that one. Tales of Kenzara Zao is another indie game with beautiful art style that caught my eyes. It's an EA Originals title dropping on April 23rd, 2024. Next up is the first Berserker, which looks so good from the gameplay showing off. It's an action RPG, but we don't have a release date for it currently, but I'm getting that one for sure. It looks so good from the trailer that we saw. A new Jurassic Park action game was also at the show, and it looks interesting. The trailer gave off Alien Isolation vibes at the beginning, but apparently it's an action-adventure game. So I'm really curious to see how that one turns out. We also don't have a release date for that. But what we do have a release date for is Warhammer Space Marine 2. It finally has a release date of September 9th, 2024. We've been waiting a long time for information on this game. The studio even had my comment in their release date video over on X. So again, they know I'm there for this one day one. Next up is Light No Fire, which is the first fully open world 1-to-1 scale explorable full planet game ever made by the people who created No Man's Sky. It's an online survival multiplayer game, and we don't have a release date for this one, but the concept here sounds insane. Marvel's Blade is next up on the list here. It was announced yesterday. This one had a lot of people excited and a lot of people also confused because it's being developed by Arcane, who's under Bethesda, who's owned by Microsoft, but there was no mention of Xbox or Game Pass here. It's probably exclusive, but just surprising not to see that in the trailer. The project is still in its early phase, so no release date as of yet. Next up, The Last Sentinel. It's a new sci-fi open-world action game made by ex-Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto developers. The trailer looked great, but we didn't get a release date for this one as well. Next up is Exoborn, which is a post-apocalyptic open-world extraction shooter developed by Division, the Division developers. It's launching sometime in 2024. And finally, Final Fantasy XVI got 2 new DLC reveals last night. One is called Echoes of the Fallen, and it's out right now. And the other one is called Riptide, which comes out sometime in spring 2024. I'll be playing the first DLC during the holidays. I have just too much to play right now to get onto that. Also, Last of Us HBO won Best Adaptation, and Twisted Metal Season 2 has been confirmed. Great show. Watch it if you haven't. So that was the show highlights for me from yesterday. I thought it was a great show last night, but you guys let me know what your game of the year is. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps. To subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with ready for the holidays. The holiday season is almost upon us. A bunch of time to catch up with family and also a bunch of time to play some games. So if you're ready for the holidays, destroy the comment section with ready for the holidays, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.
I have a feeling we're about to find out, and that we will not like the answer.